Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's show, where it's Mr. Chris Palmer, SEO.com, joined with me doing our usual weekly Q&A sessions on here and hopefully answering any questions that you've got, digital marketing related. It doesn't necessarily have to be GMB or whatever they would normally get asked. Anything. Ask whatever you like, guys. So, Chris, before we go into anything, actually, check out ODYS for age domains if you're interested in leveraging a ready-made backlink profile. Oh man. Oh my God. Not ODYS. They are good. But I got this new drink. So it's like it's got all the nutrients and all that in it. It's from the company Hue, which I'm sure many people have heard of.
Yeah.
But I got this one that I've not tasted before. Strawberries and cream. Oh, mate.
Good.
Oh, mate. This is the nicest one I have ever drunk. And I've not been paid to say that, by the way. I've been paid about ODYS, so check out ODYS. But mate, this, oh my God.
Good. They have those here.
Yeah, I think it's an American.
Yeah.
Oh mate, that is so good.
Strawberry and cream.
I'm just trying to stop drinking the shit Coca-Cola and all that stuff. So, and this has got all the stuff, all the vitamins, all the good stuff in it. So check it out, guys.
That's a big list. Mine's a short list. Got a short list here.
There is no goodness in that, Chris.
Caffeine, 300 milligrams. Oh, yes.
That shit is no good. But anyway,
we all see the same thing through different eyes.
Yeah. But hello, first and foremost, to Chris, Alec. You were the first one here today, 15 minutes early. Augie, the boxing is going well, mate. I was boxing today. Going all right.
Nice.
Can't complain. Adam Poland, you must be sick of the sound of my voice. Randy as well. Adam, Hugh, here I come. Check it out. Reese is also here. Michael Likens, how are you, mate? Maeve, hey. Maeve, Hugh, try it out. Good shit. And Paul Hogden, he makes his own. Paul, try Hugh. It's easier.
Much easier.
Oh, mate, that is the nicest tasting.
It's good.
Like, yeah, a lot of these things taste like crap. But this is
vitamin.
So strawberries and cream, mate. It's yeah, that's definitely my favorite now. So I'm a happy man. But anyway, where is the Hewler affiliate link?
Let me grab one quick.
It literally just get delivered before I came on, and that was me just opening it there, and I just tasted it. I'm like, oh man, that is delightful. Hence why that
40 more cases have been ordered.
Yeah, they will after this call. Love some Hue, the strawberry cheesecake, which I've not tried, and the coffee flavors rock. So, Michael, I've been eating meal replacement kind of stuff and all that kind of stuff, trying to cut down on all the garbage I drink. And the Hue, it was just the standard Hue that first came out, was minging, absolutely minging. It was disgusting. And that's why I went on to something from America, Chris, called Soylent.
Yeah.
But Soylent you can no longer get in the UK. Well, not the flavour that I like. I think you can get the chocolate flavour, but I'm not a huge fan of that. But the Soylent stopped delivering to the UK, so I had to go and try Huel again, and I was glad to see that they've got some more digestible flavors. So
digestible. What was the term that you used for disgusting? What was the term of the day? What did you say? What was it?
Vile. V-I-L-E.
Oh, vile. No, I thought you said something else. I thought you had another better.
Remember, I probably did, but I don't know.
You said something. It was good. I'll have to go back and watch.
Mullins, I've only just took a sip like 3 minutes ago. Come on, man. Come on. What are you saying? But guys, if you've got any questions, please do ask them here. More than happy to answer whatever you want or show you some stuff. So that must have been a movie
made with radioactive waste.
Listen, Soylent curbed my hunger craving. Soylent was good stuff, man. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, but enough about Soylent and Hugh and all that stuff. But anyway, while the questions are coming in, guys, we need questions from you. Chris, what's been going on? What is new with you? What shit are you blowing up, or what are you doing? Like,
well, we've been testing. I mean, I've been testing out like Web2s, testing out Wikipedia, Wikipedia Commons, testing out GMB, just buying domains. Nothing too special or fancy. That's about it. Yeah, that's it.
Another game changer. SEO Minion suggestion from Mike yesterday. Have you used SEO Minion, Chris?
SEO Minion. The extension, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Did a video on
if anyone has it,
it's pretty cool. It's an all right little tool. I like that for the suggestions. It gives you the list of the suggestions. Like this, it'll just lay them all out instead of having to click every button and getting them. It lays them all out for you. That's why I was using it. I still have it. It's free, complimentary. Yeah.
Maeve loved your interview with Ted K. Why have you not interviewed me? Like, why the fuck Ted K?
I've had you once before.
No.
Really?
You've never had me on.
But I had you, Ruwan, Ted, Kyle. You were probably one of the first, I think. Are you sure?
No, I'm disappointed, Chris.
Oh, man, then I'll have to do that. We can do that. Yeah, they know everyone knows you. No, we could, though.
Ted's a smart guy. I've got a lot of time for Ted.
Dude, that would be a good... You know, like those questions I asked you at the end? You know what I mean? Like, kind of like when I get you at the end when I'm asking you. That would be a crazy... That would make a good show. Like, hey, what do you think about this? Setting up this or doing this or moving forward with this or... Because that's all I was asking him was just questions, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to do that, but it's
then I get you for a whole hour.
it's whether you would want to do that live on YouTube or you would want to do it in your mastermind or whatever. I'm not sure. Because obviously what you ask me off air isn't necessarily what you'd want to ask me on air, if you get what I mean. There's just certain things in there where you're just not going to be.
Yeah.
So you've always got to come on here and act like, I know everything, man. I'm the king of the world. And then,
oh, sure. Yeah. Even
guys like you who do very, very well still have dumbass questions to ask people like, Craig, like,
I have the most dumb questions.
This shit you're talking about. And I'm the same. Like, I see people like, and you're like, really? People are like, Craig, really? Like, you've not seen this or you've not tried that? I'm like, never even thought of it. So
that's right.
Yeah, I think it would make for a good show, but whether you would want to do that, I'm happy to I have nothing to hide, but you can either do it in your mastermind or you can do it live on YouTube. Highly up to you guys. If you want it done on YouTube, we need to see more likes on this video, guys. So make sure you do like it. So that's one way of getting it. But yeah, I'm always happy. I'm an open book, mate. So I'm always happy to answer honestly. And if you ask me something that I don't want to answer in a public facing space like YouTube, then I'll just tell you to move on to the next one.
Next.
So better than that. But Reese has a question, and keep the questions coming, guys. When starting an affiliate site and creating content, do you start with products and find good keywords, or start with keywords and then find products that suit? So I'm going to make the assumption here that Reese doesn't have the products yet. So it depends, Reese. This is what I'm going to say now. Is this Amazon type affiliate marketing you're talking about? Because if that is the case, then I've got a slightly different answer than I would if you turned around and said, no, I've got this, other deal or whatever going on. So let me know that first, and we'll come back to that question, Reese. So if it's Amazon, then I want to explain my way of thinking about it. But Chris, if you get an answer for this just now, or you want to wait to see what it says?
I mean, I hope it's not Amazon, Reese, but I personally would want to make sure that I knew that there was an outlet or knew where the money was. Like, what's the affiliate program? What are the cookie policies? Like, what is the item? Where's the opportunity? Is there anyone else finding success? Usually I always like to look at some of the marketplaces to see what kind of sites are getting the big multiples. And that'll generally spawn the ideas of, okay, here's the kind of niche that I want to go for. So, but no, I'm sure you'll give me more info.
Give us more info first, and then we'll come back to that one. Michael, good to see you, mate. What do you guys think about the impact of France and Australia banning Google Analytics from the SEO industry? How much of an impact does this have? Or let me rephrase this, Chris, right? Now, I know you're not based in France or Australia,
right?
But realistically, do you look at your analytics that much? Be honest.
Never. I hate Google Analytics. I hate it.
Now, I am of the same. I'm not going to say I don't look at analytics because that's not completely true, right? But I've got this guy who sits and obsesses over analytics. Now, if I really want to see stuff, in the past, I've been known to just go into the server logs and see where the traffic's coming from and all that kind of stuff. So there are always workarounds for these countries, and even if you're using analytics, you can analyze your own stuff, but that becomes boring and tedious. What do we use on a daily basis? We're using tools to analyze stuff, so you'll still be able to get an idea of what's going on using other tools, but of course, analytics is probably as accurate as you're going to get, and slightly problematic for guys who are over analytical, if you like. But most people who do affiliate and stuff, I just look at how much money I'm making. That's my analytics. However, I get if you're working with clients, that could be problematic. So that could be a painful one. But I just wanted to know about your gig, Chris. Like, where you're just a crazy guy. Like, I can't, you'll be just trying weird shit out. I can't guess that you weren't over analytical. Just guess. But hope you don't take an insult with that. That's a compliment in some way. But I'm the same.
No, I don't. Why would I want to create work for myself? I do like Search Console. Like I will plug clients into that and show them like, okay, keep your eye on this. But I will install analytics, but I'm not over in there like setting up all these like, okay, if this, then that. And they're like, no, I don't do that. And then I'm like looking like, ooh, the percentage is here. No, I don't do that. That'll just drive me crazy. I don't need any help making myself crazy.
You definitely do not.
No.
Eric is asking, what's your take on if a client's product or service is significantly more expensive than their competitors and the exit pages on the cart show this? Do you suggest they align their prices to suit the competition? So Eric goes on to say he was getting them an increased ranking in traffic, but once the customers were getting to their checkout page, they bounced when seeing the prices. Have you ever experienced that, Chris? And what would you do to try and stop that from happening?
I most certainly have, but price is never a factor. Like, you could set the price whatever. It's not that the price is too high. It's that what you're offering isn't worth more than the money you're asking. When what you're offering is worth more than the money, then you get a sale regardless of the cost, or if it's more than the other guy. It doesn't matter. So you probably need maybe not match what they're doing. You might want to be slightly higher because you have a superior product. I wouldn't match them because you don't want to compete. You want to own that space. You are better. So you have to be like, you shouldn't be $1,000 more though, So as far as that's concerned, I wouldn't match theirs. I would be slightly better, but the reason why you're probably getting the bounces is because you're not offering enough for that money. So that's what I know. The value doesn't match up is usually what I found.
Say, for example, it's someone selling Hue, which sells for, say, $5 a bottle or whatever it is. and your client's got it at £15 a bottle, are you going to say to that client, you need to fucking lower your prices, man? Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
That kind of thing, yeah.
That conversation you would have, or would you just say, guys, my job is traffic. I can drive as much traffic to it, but if you're going to add a shady price like that in, then hell mend you, you're not going to convert. End of story. What would you do? Just would you have that conversation with them?
Depends on the client. Depends on our relationship. Probably not, but it depends on our relationship. If I were to bring that up, it might not be my place to mention that. Maybe it depends on the relationship. I might tell the dev guy, and he might tell the marketing manager, and the marketing manager might tell the guy,
Drop a little seed in there and watch it blow up. And
I would drop the seed. I would tell like
whoever the guy that said that. What's it?
It was him. But I'm not gonna phone the boss and be like, hey, I've been online here and all your competitors have, nah, I wouldn't do that.
To be honest, that is something I would do. I would genuinely just say, dude, and the reason is that, I'm going to get fired down the line if that shit's not converting. The person are somehow going to put that onto me. I'm going to be saying to them, dude, I've done my bit. Here's the traffic. Here's the rankings. You need to do your bit. Play the game. I can't force people to buy. Certainly not at those extortionate prices. So I would confront the person and say, what the hell is this? And why is yours so higher? If it was a different product or far superior, like you say, then you'd have to dress it up differently. But if it's like for like,
yeah, if it's a commodity like that type of item, then you have to be competitive. Or you're not going to make the sales.
Has to happen, man. Or you could take the money and see how long you can screw them for the next 6 months, and then jump ship, and that's it. But I think someone just needs to sometimes stand and say what's got to be said, and it's not nice, but it is what it is.
That could go either way. You could be considered a valuable asset from that point forward, or he could say, screw you, dude. You're out of here.
And then someone will come back to me saying, Craig, you fucking told me I should have confronted them, and I've been fired. I've lost 6 months of the revenue. So there is no right or wrong answer, but personally speaking, I would say something in the nicest possible way, of course.
Of course.
Eric, do appreciate the tip as well. I will have a look at that for sure. Andy Woolley, good to see you, mate. Affiliate question. How to monetize Amazon from the US and UK from the same site. The best way to switch short codes depending on location. So, Andy, you don't need to worry too much about this. You have a thing called OneLink with Amazon, which you sign up for, and that does it all for you. So it attributes your US traffic and your UK traffic and any other traffic. So I had a golf website. It got some traffic in the UK. It got some traffic from Canada, but primarily it was targeting the US. Now, I signed up initially for the US.com and then added one link so that it pulled in the Canada and the UK traffic, so that I was attributed money for all of the traffic that I was generating and all of the sales that I was generating. So just Google OneLink Amazon and it will talk you through how to do it. Very simple, very easy. You do not need to go and change all the short codes and all that kind of stuff. OneLink does it all for you. That's in place. You just need to sign up and attribute everything to yourself.
When you set up your sites, generally, how many pieces of content do you load in? 100 or 50?
I would probably start with 50.
And then bi-weekly or monthly add another 50?
I would probably just do it weekly, to be honest, Chris. Does it really matter? The answer's probably no. I think you've just got to feed it on steady and make it look natural is what I'd be trying to achieve. So I wouldn't just lump another 50 on at the end of the following month. What I'd do is, proactively throughout the month, add a couple here and there and all that stuff, or schedule them or whatever. Sometimes when I do it, Chris, say you're the writer and you gave me 50 articles and I've got this new project, I will go in and just backdate them. So I'll just say that was published on the the 20th of January. So I'll just backdate some of them as well, just to get some shit on there as well. I don't just lump them all on in the one date. I will stagger the dates all the time. So even backdating them is something that I do if I'm starting with a new project.
And are you looking for winners? Like, because that, I mean, I might be working backwards. But if you're paying a higher premium for the content, are you looking for the winners, the ones that hit, or are you going back in there and repruning, re-optimizing, retuning? Like, are you going back in there and messing with them, or like you do the initial optimization and produce the content? If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, next.
No, definitely not. I think that's the stupid way to do it. That type of approach you just mentioned. I think always going back in and pruning them. Potentially, if I had 2 articles that didn't work, could I merge them? Could I use a bit of one and another to form something else? So I think content pruning and editing and tweaking and all that kind of stuff, and optimizing the content to a certain degree after it's initially been optimized is all things that you have to do. People always think it's another 50, another 50, another 50. And yes, people will get success with throwing enough mud at the wall and seeing what sticks. However, I don't want to be fucking wasting money all the time. Can I salvage some of this shit by, merging some of it together or whatever? Of course I can. So that has to form part of the process. Because it didn't work in one instance doesn't mean I can't make that work somehow. So to a certain degree, throw enough stick at the wall and see what sticks. But the shit that doesn't stick, I don't just throw in the bin and move on. I will try and make some of it stick somewhere.
Yeah. So you are allocating time and resource to going back in there and how many more tries would you go? Would you do one more run, or would you keep until it works?
Until it works. It's not a case of I'm confident enough in my own ability. If I want to rank for, I don't know, the best bloody flavored drinks or whatever it was going to be,
yep,
the first one might not hit straight away. I might not like it. I might not like the way it's structured. I'll keep changing it. I'm confident enough in my own ability and knowledge to make that work. End of story.
Yeah, eventually, right.
Whether it takes me 2 or 3 attempts, so be it.
Right. Okay. No,
that brings me to similarly to what I was going to say to Reese. So he has chosen a niche, but not done any product research. He's not doing Amazon, but will be using ShareASale and similar sites. So just going back to what we were talking about there, Chris, throwing enough stuff out there and seeing what wins. This is why I asked Reese the question. You've chosen a niche, but you've not done any product research. Now, when it comes to Amazon, let's just use Amazon. It doesn't matter whether it's ShareASale or whatever. The percentages change and that's it. The most important thing that people seem to forget when it comes to affiliate is as soon as someone clicks on Amazon, let's say Amazon's your choice, whether you show them, so normally you would have 5 products or something on there, 2 really expensive ones, potentially 1 or 2 middle of the road ones, and something really fucking cheap. Now, that is how I would tend to do it. I don't really dig too deep into the product research because see, as soon as someone clicks on any of them, I've done my job. I've got the cookie drop there. I'm getting anything that guy buys on Amazon for the next 24 hours. So it's a cookie drop game. Boom. I'm getting anything that guy buys, whether it is those products or anything else he goes on to do research on in Amazon. And the same, well, I'm not saying the same happens with everyone, but that is where when you're looking at a niche, you've chosen a niche. When you're choosing your monetization method, you need to check that cookie policy because this game is not necessarily about the product research. I'm just showing people 5 products, a couple of expensive options, a couple of middle of the road, and some cheap-ass options because I want to cover as many generic people as I possibly can. I really don't care less what those products are. Of course, you want to try and offer them the best information you can to some degree, but it's all about the cookie drop. Once you get that click, I'm not giving a fuck where they end up and what they buy. I just want to see what commission I'm getting from that dude. So that's where I would say that the keyword, the product research in that type of affiliate marketing, Reese, isn't something that I would do at the start. I would choose a niche, get some content out there, see some of it sticking, and then you can adapt and change the products that are on there. Now, going back to what we're talking about there, Chris, there'll be pages that I get to stick that I've maybe picked the wrong products on. I don't know the niche enough, and I don't know if it's the best products I've got on there. So that may result in, a high bounce rate, crap interaction and all that kind of stuff. So would I go in and prune that content, change out the products? And of course, why
right.
not? So I think that's an important part of any affiliate job anyway. And obviously the reason I'm tying that into Reese's is what you do in terms of product research. You might change that in 3 months' time because there might be better products, a better brand, a new alternative to Huel comes out if it was that you were selling, and all that kind of stuff. So obviously I think once the page itself sticks, what those products are can change at any given point. So I think further down the lane, when I'm back in content pruning and all that kind of stuff, then at that point I would be more concerned about the products that were on display. So not at the start, Reese. Get the niche, get the keyword ranking, and then worry about the products is the way I would attack it for those reasons. That was a bit of a rant.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I just find myself allocating a lot of time, resource to I look at it as old money. Like spending a lot of time, like trying to tweak it. Like, okay, we're number 5. Like, can we get to number 3? Like, can we, like just spending a lot of time when it's easy for me to send an email and say, hey, let me get 50 more pieces of content, right? All right, I need 10 links to this page, 10 to this, 10 to that. You get what I mean? Like it's easier just to crank out more.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering because I'm finding myself personally spending a lot of time, trying to get more out of it. And I'm just wondering, like, from your aspect, should I be allocating this time? And the answer is yes. Yeah, you should.
Here's the problem, Chris. I don't care who this is or what anyone says. If I look at any given website out there, a website with 500 pages, 1,000 pages, 2,000 pages, if I go to something like Ahrefs and look at the top pages on that website, there will probably be 10, 20, 50 top performing pages. People are still obsessed with volume. You can make a shit ton of money just having 20 or 50 pages that are properly optimized and just make you a fuck ton of money. So don't think of you have to get that part right first, because all you're going to do, Chris, and I think you'll probably agree with me here, in business, when you started out in this SEO game, and I think you're still guilty of it, you're an excitable character. You're probably juggling 5 different things on the go, a bit of this, a bit of that, income from here, income from there. And you're probably not doing anything properly. Like, it's a juggling act. Now, I'm not saying you're not doing anything properly. However, I think all of us are guilty of that. I've had websites that I've never finished. I've got domains that I've had for 12 years that I've never had a fucking page of content on them and all this kind of stuff. And someone, including yourself, has to say, fucking stop this mass volume thing. Condense it. Get 50 good money pages on your website and you will make an absolute fortune. Now, once you get to that 50 and it's fine-tuned to the best of your ability, add another 50 at that point. But like what you're saying there, should I go and push that from position 5 into position 1? Now, that could be a search term that gets 90,000 searches a month. Now, are you really telling me that the right thing to do is go and order 50 more articles, or push that from position 5 into position 1 by tweaking it, which might get you another 40,000 hits a month because you're in position 5?
And that's what's going on. Yeah.
That is why so many people are not that successful, because, again, I've been there. I've been that crazy fool who had 10 fucking different online businesses and they all made money, but they weren't optimized properly. It was a shit show, really. And I think the same goes with your website. Concentrate on it. Get that making, 10K a month. launch another website, do the same again. This whole 50 articles all the time is just ludicrous, in my opinion. People just think that has to happen. Any big website out there, go look at it in Ahrefs, will have 10, 20, 50 top performing pages that are well optimized. The rest of it is kidology. Even my own blog, I've got 400 blog articles. There's probably 10 of them that get any real traffic. 390 of them are a big pile of shit that offer no value to me. Do I want to go and order another 50? Or do I go and find some other stuff and fine tune it? That's where I have to be at. And I've been the fool that's done that. And I'll tell you a story. I was talking with a dude out in Milan. I was speaking at a conference. And the dude's talking away about his process and his blogging and all that shit. And I'm like, yeah, I've got a writer and we do this, we do that. So anyway, I thought I was the big I am blogger. Yeah, I've got fucking 300 articles. And the guy laughed, he sniggered. And I'm like, the fuck? Anyway, when I got back to my room, I checked out the sitemap. That bastard had 2,000 blogs. And I'm like, oh my God. And my content writer was actually at this event. And I got my content writer the next day and I went, copy everything that motherfucker's doing. Every article, everything. And it was all things like how to get more Twitter followers, blah, 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 blah. I'm just like a big pile of shit. I could never monetize that stuff. Although I can drive traffic to people to my website for how to get more Twitter followers, how am I going to monetize that? How do I get any money? I don't. Right. So why the fuck would I even spend time doing it? That's what threw my head. My ego's going, that bastard's doing more, so I've got to do more.
Right. Yeah.
So, because again, I wasted probably 2 years of my content writer's life chasing this guy so that I could sit there probably and go, well, I've got 3,000, mate, or 4,000. You know, that's what was going on in my head. It's stupid, so stupid. I thought I'd share that. Anyway, no more ranting from me. Let's move on. Robert Turner, thank you very much. Let's see me in Chris's channel. I'm always happy to come over to Chris's channel. Fred, you're forgiven, mate. You're forgiven. Good to see you make it, though. Exploring with Kevy. Chris coined a new phrase in his show, but does he not have the domain yet?
I can only imagine what who knows, man. SEO after dark, maybe? I don't know. Because I was watching Poker After Dark, and I was like,
oh man.
Because I was watching poker and I was like, oh wait, I need to produce a piece of marketing today. So I like turned the camera on. I'm like, all right, what can I talk about? I wrote it down quick, and then poof. I was like, SEO After Dark.
And Randy, appreciate it, Randy.
Nice. Really with a who's on the 10 again? Not Jackson's a dub. Hamilton with the old Hamilton. Nice. We share a lot. I see the names here. It's like we both talk to the same group. You know, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'm looking. I'm like, yeah.
But I think there's a good overlap in terms of what you do, what I do. They're not the same. Although we do SEO, we do slightly different. You talk a lot about local and other stuff, and I talk about buying and selling websites and affiliates and all that stuff. So, yeah, I can see why people might want to listen to both of us.
I like your space, though, man. I know I don't know as much as you, but there's no better way to start learning more than jump in, feet first.
Yeah,
right. Oh. In my opinion. So it's like, I don't know. Like I know enough to get me. Like I've had affiliate projects. I've had good ones. I've had bad ones. A lot of bad ones. So I think it'll be. I like it a lot. I'm not as crazy. Like I wouldn't go for casino. I can say that. But I might go for a coupon site or something like that.
Why not? Listen,
I think I'm going to go for hosting. Hosting, which is difficult.
But yeah, where there's real money comes real competition. And if you believe you're capable of competing at that level, you've got to give it a go. And as I say, I might fail massively. But I've got the confidence to believe that I can do it. So got to go with that and see how I fare against the absolute monsters of the world. But Joseph has a question. Any experience with the Ahrefs, SEMrush, or Moz API? They cost almost the same, a lot. Any particular you recommend, or any other cheaper for bulk analysis? So
I use DOM Detailer in the tools that I have. DOM Detailer is what I go for. I think so cheap, just like to be able to get the data that I want, and it's cheap. So yeah, that's what I go for. DOM Detailer.
I am Team SEMrush, so I'm going to stick with them. I think the level of data that they provide is equally as good as anyone else's out in the market. It's not something I'm big on anymore because I don't really do client work. So I don't really have a need to be playing around with the APIs and feeding that into clients or anything. But SEMrush for me, I know purely because I sit on an advisory board for SEMrush as well. I know that SEMrush have invested heavily in increasing the level of data that they have access to. Hence why I've got to say it's them. You know, Ahrefs in the past were known for having the best, most in-depth data. I think SEMrush have far went by them by a country mile. And Moz, I ain't even looked at Moz for 10 years. Like I don't even know how Moz are still a thing. But anyway, I certainly think Ahrefs, not taking anything away from them. I think an amazing company and great people and all that stuff. But SEMrush are obviously my favourites, and I'm going to say SEMrush is the one, in my opinion. But as I say, I know things from behind the scenes that data is genuine. Genuinely, they've invested in a lot of resource and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I would stick up for SEMrush. I've always said before, even though I was Team SEMrush, that previously Ahrefs had the best backlink data. I'm not here to stick up for a team for the sheer hell of it. I'm always quite honest with that. So hopefully that helps you in some way. Not sure what
in my opinion, though, all of the companies that are notable, right? They have the two metrics, page and domain, right? Justic has TFCF, Ahrefs DRUR, right? Moz DAPA. There's only an authority score. If they could just allocate budget to match what people are looking for, right? Because if they could get authority to be the metric, they'd be able to position themselves a lot better. You get what I'm saying, or no?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Because that should be the go-to. Like instead of me saying, "Oh, the DR is 30 on a domain," it's, "Oh no, the authority score is this," and then that's the metric.
SEMrush have got an authority score,
right.
Which when I say I'm on the advisory board, they will come to a number of different people like me and various other people in the industry, and they will ask what I look for when I'm looking at a link. So their calculation or their formula of what they give authority to will be somewhat different than Ahrefs or whatever else. And hopefully SEMrush want to make sure that this authority score is something that we can trust. And that's where they've got people who work in the industry to say, this is what I look for when I'm looking for a good link. And they can base their formula based on more than just the amount of backlinks or whatever the calculation is normally done by.
They only give one number.
Yeah.
It's only one number, though. The industry standard is 2.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like that should be the little bar up at the top that's a free download, DAPA, like a little extension bar. It should be the freaking SEMrush. But if it was more of what people were accustomed to, they'd probably have more of a acceptance in the market, I would think. Right? You don't agree with that?
No, I do. And I'm surprised that, a lot of people use the Ahrefs, the DR thing and all that stuff. But, you know, I think other companies could have made a bigger play on it, done it better. And I think someone who goes under the radar, so to speak, is linked research tools. How they calculate the power of a domain is very different from anyone else, and something that I feel is a very trusted source. So it's not, again, something they've tried to market that well or tried to put out to the community. But I think they could, the same way that SEMrush should do it and are going to be doing it. So I think they have to, you know, do that. And as I say, we're still working from fucking DA, or some people do work from DA. Who knows when the last time that shit was updated and what the calculations are. I had the conversation with a guy today, and the DR of a website was like DR22. The DA was like fucking 47. And I'm like, how the fuck is there such a difference? And that's, so, you know, it's wild. It's absolutely wild, the difference in them. And I'm not saying one's better than the other, but, you know, I don't know the mechanics behind them all. But all I want as an SEO guy is something I can fucking trust and just see a number. Like,
exactly.
You know,
that's it.
That gives me a gauge of, you know, I trust this number, and that gives me an idea whether that's a good link or not. So that's all I want.
Everybody has Moz in there. Everybody I talk to has that little M on their computer. Anybody you talk to that has little M should be a little S. I'm Team SEMrush too, but you know, but they're always in the memory because everybody sees that there. It's always there, right? Moz. Even though they're who uses Moz though? Nobody.
I think they've still got that beginner to or new people to the industry kind of still look at this place as a reputable source of information, which I'm sure it has got a lot of good information. I'm not here to knock Moz, but
sure,
yeah, I don't even know what fucking Moz does anymore. Since Rand Fishkin left, you know, I think it died when he left. So anyway enough about that. Pablo, what are your thoughts on mass sites for affiliate marketing? Mass sites for affiliate marketing? Like loads of websites. Like, I would go back to what I was saying to Chris earlier. Do the job properly. Make it work. I don't think mass sites, unless you've got the right bank balance, the right team, and the right structure and the right processes in place, I don't think mass sites is for you. Because again, you just have massive amounts of sites that probably generate bits of money, and none of them will do anywhere near the peak performance that they could do if you just allocated resource to them. So I'm not a fan, but Chris, do you think any differently?
Well, I mean, juggling 3 is, you know, tough enough. So I can only imagine like 1,000 of these freaking things, like, or like 2 of them that have like 10,000 pages. It would be like too much. It's not for me, you know, but I think you hit the nail on the head. If you have the resources, you could probably make it work, but you know, I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't want to make that work.
Eric McDonald is saying that his client was almost 35% higher even during Black Friday, even after a 25% discount. So a call has to happen, Eric. Sorry, but someone needs to say to these guys, what the fuck is going on? Michael,
just like that too. What the fuck is going on?
linksforyou.com. Chris Palmer SEO, niche edits, you still doing them?
No.
You're not doing niche edit?
I do, but the original source, no. I still offer them, I guess, niche edits, but if you're offering them, it's your channel. You're probably the, you know.
Linksforyou.com, or check out Chris, he does niche edits.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Since
our talk though, I don't have the plug anymore. I don't know what happened there.
What are you talking about?
It's like since we talked that day, it went away. Poof, gone.
What went away?
Remember we were talking about the numbers that day, that one day?
Like
5 or this or that. After that, magically disappeared. Yeah.
What do you mean it disappeared?
Like I can't. I'm like trying to get it rolling again, and I can't get it I submitted and I can get it filled.
Strange.
That's what I said.
Very strange. But anyway, we'll talk about that after this.
Yeah.
VUR, FYI. Off-page SEO and technical SEO is difficult and confusing. It is, but you just got to dig down and understand it better. It does take time. Don't be impatient. Gravesy is here. Adam Poland, is it worth getting a Google News approved and using it as an affiliate site? So, Chris, if you had an affiliate website, would you go to the trouble of getting it Google News approved?
I personally wouldn't know. I think that's too. I think I like, and we talked about this. In my opinion, I like Google News as a, that could be a traffic source, that could be a feeder site to an affiliate project. But as far as like going through that process and producing that type of content for them, I wouldn't know. But I would use it as a feeder for sure. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
But I think I know a lady that could potentially help you with that type of thing.
Good morning to Thomas and the Train Toys and more. Hope Santa was good to you there. Real talk, says Craig Mullins. Thank you to Mr. Rodet for the pint. Exploring with Kevy. Chris, I've got something to tell you.
Yes.
Grab that domain name. Grab that domain. Come on, grab that domain before Kevy does. Come on.
Why, you like that name?
I don't know what it is, but yeah, I would fucking grab it before Kevy does. Kevy's telling you, buy it, and you're sitting on it. Buy that fucking domain.
I think it's a cool little name. Oh, somebody already owns it.
Yeah, Kevy, you took too fucking long.
Probably. Wow, somebody does it. They own it. It's ranking too. A .net though, not the .com.
Anyway.
So this is a fun little story. So the guy at SEOmastermind.com, I reached out to him. I tried to get the net, the .com. I had to settle on the org. I called that guy because he has his phone number on there. I called him to try to buy it off him, and he told me no. And I said, well, I have this domain. I was like, I'm going to knock you off that spot. Sell me the domain. And he's like, no, I'm not selling it. I said, well, I'm going to take that spot from you. And he wouldn't sell it to me. And now he's number 6. I'm number 1. That prick. That's what he gets. Should have sold me it.
This is a complete suck-ass way of approaching it. You can't say to someone, sell me it, or I'm going to fucking knock you off. Like, of course I'm not then going to sell you it. Why could you not just say, dude, just sell me it? Like, I really like the domain. Like, who the fuck wants to?
I told him I own the org.
I want the domain, and I'm going to fucking knock you off. That's my backup right away, man. That's crazy.
Well, we talked, and then he told me the number that he was trying to get, and I thought that was unrealistic. Whatever that number was. I said I'd be more willing.
Number was. Tell us what the number was.
He wanted 4 bands for it. 4.
$4,000.
$4,000.
Mate, that's reasonable.
It has no metrics. It has no links. It has nothing. It's
brandable as fuck.
I already own the org.
Yeah, but that doesn't take you to a discount. Like, in my opinion, $4,000's not a lot of money for it. But hey, I've just given my opinion.
I was willing to pay $1,500. I said I think that's reasonable. It's reasonable. It's only a 10 volume search term. There's no volume. The domain had no metrics.
And I own the org. A domain is only worth what it's worth to you.
Right, $1,500. That's right. Yeah,
but you're a tight bandit.
I am.
Dude,
and it worked out. I was hoping too, like once I knocked him off, because I didn't tell him no, okay, well, I'm just gonna see if I could get above you then. Then the chances of you selling it now are gonna be even lower. You might as well just part ways with it now. Because I'm coming.
The way you're wording this is just fucking horrendous. Might as well part ways with it now. That is just ludicrous to say that to a guy. If I'm sitting on that domain.
His name's John. He's a nice guy, But he said he owns a bunch of domains. This isn't his only project, like that was just one that he grabbed and he paid like $18, he said. But
Guys,
anyway.
Anyone watching, please do not go to Chris Palmer SEO for negotiating skills or advice.
No, bad. Yeah, bad.
That is horrendous. Anyway,
Simon I was trained on how to close people for timeshares and travel clubs.
Dude, that's the Wild West, but you can't say that shit to normal people. Dude, you might as well give up the domain now. I'm coming for you. I'm going to fucking knock you off. Come on, man.
That's fun.
Jesus. Randy agrees with me. Go back and improve what you have. But a new site, what would you suggest would be the pace for new articles? I said to Chris earlier, 50, whatever, 20, 30, depends on what budget allows, really, Randy. But, I'm certainly not going to slap on 100 at a time or anything at the start. Get 50, 40, 30, whatever, and then get some more and just drip feed them on. There isn't an exact pace or an exact figure I can give you, but, I think you have to hit it with a good 40, 50 articles to see some fairly quick movement. You start doing it with 5 or 10, I just don't think it's enough. And you lose the will to live and just seeing your money growing at a very small pace. So that's why I like the aggressive at the start, a 40 or a 50 or a 30, whatever money allows, Randy. But certainly I wouldn't be putting on 100 at the one time. I would certainly stagger that after that. What's the right thing to do? Is it 20 articles a month? Is it 50? People will do both and have success. So I think it really comes down to money. But I think once you start getting over that figure, I think you're absolutely taking the piss. And what you'd run out of things to be saying very, very quickly. And is the strategy right if you're working at that pace? Absolutely not. I don't think it work that way. And I'll give you a site to look at. You look at gearhungry.com. Those guys got amazing growth throughout 2018 into 2019. Literally millions of hits per month, Amazon affiliate website, and then it fell off a cliff. They hit it so fucking hard that they didn't consider EAT, they didn't consider a whole bunch of stuff. They a lot of their articles were the best this, the best that, top this, top that. There was no real actual underlying strategy. It was just a volume game. And I think for me, that will eventually fall flat in its face. So that is just my input on that. Adam Poland's got the .com. Who wants it? Chris. So let's say Adam really does have that, right? I'm going to give you a chance to redeem yourself, right? What are you going to say to him? Are you going to say, dude, give me that fucking domain as cheap as fuck, and I'm going to...
Well, the conversation started like, hey, hi, I'm Chris Palmer. The reason for my call is I currently own SEO Mastermind. I run a SEO Mastermind. I'm trying to grow a community, right? I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I love the domain name. I was on there. You're offering it for sale. What's it going for? So yeah, I don't know. But if he has it, Adam's a great guy. I think maybe we could potentially work something out. That would be nice.
But if he doesn't play ball, are you going to say to him as well, just hand it over, dudes? I'm going to fucking beat you with everything else. You're going to get knocked off your perch. Is that what you're going to say?
I mean, eventually I'm going to come to the top position because I have the domain. I want that position. I wanted that domain. But yeah, eventually, I mean, if you're not willing to work with me, then you're working against me.
We're going to leave that part of that. This is negotiating skills. I still not getting any better, either working with me or against me. It's like fucking talking to some tyrant. Just hand it over, dude. There's going to be havoc. Man.
I did it all white hat. I was very nice about everything.
Oh, man. Anyway, we have 6 minutes left, guys. Gravesy, I know you were talking to me. So Lisa was messaging me on Facebook talking about our website. Now, she's looking at, so she has a category page on her site and a blog post on her site. Now, both the category and the blog are the same. Now, she's looking at her header tags and wondering what she should do. So she's got a blog and a category page, and they're potentially
fighting with each other.
Right. Yeah, they're fighting with each other. Now, every category page on our website is the exact same. So she is potentially suffering massively with cannibalization issues, and that poses its own problems, Gravesy. You're talking about header tags and all that kind of stuff. Even changing your header tags on those pages, it's the content and all that kind of stuff. The whole thing needs to be changed. You cannot target the same set of keywords. So personally, if I've got a category page that targets a keyword, I'm not going to have a blog targeting the same keywords. I would have supporting content that goes after something slightly different than that keyword and internally link that into the category page. But what you've done is just duplicate content there, so to speak, cannibalization, and Google won't know whether you rank the category page or whether we're going to rank the blog page, and that's where you're always going to be fighting against yourself. Just like Chris said to that guy, either work with me or work against me. You are literally saying to your own website, just work against me. I just do the same shit.
But you said it though there. Like when if I ran into that situation, I understand now you have multiples that are doing this. I would first go take a look, because now it's a matter of determining which page we need to de-optimize. So I would go and take a look at the SERP for that keyword and which page is Google rewarding higher. That's the one I keep, and then I would de-optimize the other one. So that's how I would handle that.
But it's a massive job because she's got it in every.
Yeah, that's.
And I think the website's fairly big. If I can, I don't want to share a website because she didn't want me to share the URL for obvious reasons. But I do know of the URL, and I can confirm this doesn't just have 10 blog posts.
That sounds like
it. Lisa was also a fan of the high volume game, and probably done that a lot, maybe too much to a certain extent. So, but also then cannibalization is just never going to finish off properly. So that is potentially why there are underlying issues there. And Adam Poland has basically just said, Chris, he will work with you because you're a great guy.
Thanks.
I'm not sure where it's that from, but it is what it is. But any last minute questions, guys? We have literally nearly 2 minutes left before we wrap up. So if you've got anything you want to ask, please put it in the chat. Please don't ask Chris for any more advice on negotiating skills. Also, guys, if you give us some more likes on this, I will be more than happy to let Chris basically ask what the fuck he wants for his own personal gain or whatever he wants, and I will try and answer everything as honestly as I can, unless he starts asking me to drop, stuff that I just normally wouldn't drop, like URLs and stuff. So, but anything else, I am more than happy to answer. And as I say, sometimes when I get off of these shows, this guy's grilling me for all sorts. So it could be a fun show. Yeah, and I can maybe even do the same to Chris one day as well. Just fucking tear him apart. We could all pile in and just rip him a new one for an hour, trying to extract all sorts of knowledge. Because I think with Chris, he probably speaks too much, gives too much away. Sometimes you can see him saying some things and then forgets he said it or regrets saying it or whatever. So we could take advantage of that personality of his and extort him for everything we can get. But there is no more questions, Chris. But guys, before we go, check out chrispalmerseo.com. Check out his YouTube channel. Check out his thumbnails. When I say thumbnails, I mean his YouTube channel thumbnails because they're always scary as fuck looking. And please do give a little like on this video as well. We will be back at the same time next week for another show, which is a day before I go to Dubai. So I will be here. And yeah, we will catch you next week.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cheers, everyone.
Next time.